Greetings, this is Frosty Thundertrod, and I'm back in Black Geysers. So let's finish up the tutorial and get on to the main game.
I'll do it.
Good. You put your gloves on just like the rest of us. All fingers at the same time. You weren't trying to put them on one finger at a time, were you?
Oh, look at yourself. What a diligent hero you are. Didn't even need that the staff I was going to give you for protection. Here, take it anyway. Let's see about that harvest. It's all there. Yes, perfect. How can you tell what's in my pack and what isn't? Oh, let's say it's just a feeling. Like everything is where it should be. If this is easier to accept, I spent many long days sniffing around, so my nose knows. Now that you've gotten what you need, I have more questions about what's going on here. No. Let's get the pot boiling first, and then...
What's this? Did you forget to make these herbs edible, child? Come now, you must dry them to bring out the flavor. Surely you've cooked before. I have to wonder what that Lord Espen even had your tutors teach you at his fancy estate. Oh, well, take this candle and get to drying.
Then crush the dried herbs in a powder so we can have something to season the stew with. This is the crafting system of Black Geysers, where you can make powders and potions. Powders are thrown weapons that can have beneficial or detrimental effects, and potions are, well, potions.
Good, well and dried. Give me just a moment and... There, it's on the fire. Now we have a few precious moments to spare. We should talk. About talking.
You're trying to teach me something. Very good. I think you already have the hang of it. But in case it was a fluke, the idea is this. Taking the time and effort to gain knowledge, or even learning to talk, will benefit you greatly in the difficult times ahead. Pay close attention to what you might uncover in conversations through wit or charm. Thank you. That's a valuable lesson. I'm glad you find it to be. Now I'm certain you have more questions. Perhaps I continue being instructive. Why did you save me from the assault on the Espen estate? She answers, I kept an eye on Lord Espen. He was a force of balance in Ismarild. His death means the balance has failed. She continues, and it happens that I have a soft spot for young people of potential. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and I see a chance to aid you. I ask, why is it that you're keeping me here and making me do all this? She responds, you weren't ready for Aldenar's attack on his father's manor, and I don't believe you were ready for the chaos of the world as it was when I pulled you from it. You're here to keep you safe, and to make sure that you're ready for the next calamity you find yourself in. Who are you? I ask, who are you really? She answers, I'm afraid that is one question that I cannot answer for you. The easiest to say is I am someone you are meant to meet. I'm here to set you on your way towards what you must accomplish. I ask, what is it that I must accomplish? She answers, pardon me, I misspoke. There are two questions I cannot answer for you. I ask, is the stew almost ready? She answers, ah, yes, yes, almost ready indeed.
Now, there's something you should know. When you leave here, the world you knew yesterday will be gone.
Is that a metaphor? She answers, it is not.
The attack on the Espin estate was only the first spark of a consuming fire, I am afraid. Much will be lost to strife and war. There are worse things than war, though. There is something you must understand before you leave here. A great and terrible curse has fallen over Izilmerald and much of the rest of Yerengal. It drives men and women to madness. It starves the prince and turns the pauper to a life of desperation. It is the essence of avarice itself. A curse of greed spreads through the land.
I say, greed isn't a curse, it's just a vice. She responds, yes, yes, ordinarily you would be right.
This is no normal greed, no. There is magic behind it. No mere apprentice's cantrip either. It is most dangerous, and you must understand that. Ah, the stew is done now. Just let it cool.
She says, ah, getting a good look at you now. You're a bit of a magician, aren't you? I answer, I know a cantrip or two. She says, a fair assessment of your abilities, yes, yes. You have much to learn. Let's get you started. Here, take this. It is a scroll containing a spell for you to learn. Give it a read. And it is a spell of Corrosive Bolt. Describe it. Now go over here to my spell book. And I'm going to read the description of it. The spell conjures a corrosive bolt of acid to be launched towards the caster's target. Deals 3 to 5 poison and acid damage to the target. Scales up to level 9. So I'm going to add 4 casts of that to my spell book. Now, the next step is detecting traps. Since I detected this trap as soon as it was added into the game paused itself. She says, very good. I see the look of recognition in your eyes. You know a new spell. You must learn as many as you can. I say this with care. Magic will keep you alive, but may also hold unforeseen dangers. Now, there's a trap in the room, ready to give you a little scare if you aren't careful. Go see if you can find and disarm it. No time to waste. So go to the skills menu, magic perception. Very good. The freezing enchantment on the trap was but a mere nuisance. Other devices like it may not be as gentle. As a wizard, you'll be running across many peculiar things in your journeys. Some will mean you harm, but you have the senses to spot them in time. Ah, but what was it that we... Oh, yes. As she continues, ah, getting a good look at you now. You're a bit of a fighter, aren't you? I answer, I know how to swing a weapon, if that's what you mean. She responds, yes, yes, anyone can. The real test of a warrior isn't confidence or muscle to stay alive long enough to become a veteran. You need a brain. Now, see that chest over there in the corner? It is locked. And you don't look like the kind of boy who spends a lot of time fiddling with mechanics. Go open it for me.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
And since I have one of my classes is fighter, I can force locks. Aha! Don't worry, child. There's a treasure inside, but we'll have to get past the beastie to get to it. Now I'll be joining you for a short while to make sure you don't stab yourself anywhere that won't grow back. If you want to learn to inspire your allies to follow your orders, it is important that you practice. Tell me what you want me to do as we fight.
Feel free to take a rest if you need.
I gotta go into command company, set myself as the commander, and now we have to rest. Command company is a fighter skill that gives your party bonuses in combat based on which tactic you've selected, such as this one here I've selected is hit and run. Attack speed and movement speed of all party members increased by 30% for the first 3 turns at the beginning of combat. This is a pretty good one to have overall, because a lot of time you will be the smaller combats will be finished up in 3 turns anyway.
Yeah.
So let's kill this white wither. Just one whack did it, and then she leaves the party. She says, "Very good. You are learning your way around a fight. Remember that you often won't be alone on the battlefield." Now, what was it that we... Ah, yes. And getting a good look at you now. You're a bit of a holy man, aren't you? I respond, "A bit. I'm the humblest servant of the gods. I'll prove it. No one humbler." She responds, "Don't worry, child. You've been proving it. But forget about that for the moment. I have something for you." There you are. You'll notice the curse, of course. I'd like you to remove it, please. Then once again, go to your hotbar. And then we're going to remove the curse from this ruby tip bracelet. She says, "Well done. Here's my wellspring. Hold on to that for safekeeping. It'll be a while still on the stew. I suggest take some time to reflect on today. Meditate or pray or however it is you find peace." I respond, "Very well." She says, "Let me help you along. I have some experience with this myself. Concentrate on my voice. Open your mind. Feel the world around you. Feel the energy. Feel the souls. Part of everything, yes. The living and dead. The unliving and the never living. Draw them to you. Bring them in." I say, "Spirits, I call to you, heed my summons. I bind you, complete the contract. Spirits, how must I proceed?" Dismantled voice says, "Hee hee hoo ha ha. Take. Gold, jewels, take. I've kind of been doing that already, but I'm guessing that's the effect of the curse agreed. She says, "Well, that spirit wasn't helpful at all, was it? No matter. For shame, I almost forgot to check on the stew in the meantime." Now, she doesn't tell you to do this, but you have to use your commune active, and then rest. She says, we've done it. The stew is cooked and cooled. I've been at this for 3 days now, so I hope it's cooked and cooled by now. Here, boy. This will warm you up after a long, long day, or 3 days.
I see that look in your eye again. No, no more questions for today. Eat your stew and get some rest.
And now we're on to day 4. I'm gonna grab the treasure out of this chest. It's just leather armor, but it's better than wearing a dress. Let's see. Maximum health, resistant to depressive effects and arousal effects, so let's see what this does. Yeah, if you equip this before removing the curse, it reduces your focus by 1, but since the curse has been removed, it does not affect your focus at all. A few extra hit points is always nice. And rest.
Good morning. I fear that our time together is nearing an end.
I say, thank you for all your help. She responds, no. It's no great thing. I needed to be certain you were ready to face the world. I say, so does that mean I'm ready? She responds, yes. As ready as one can be. I ask, what's going on out in the world that I need to be ready for? She answers, oh, conflict is to be expected everywhere you go. Great things are coming. More I cannot say, no. I ask, is that all?
Yes, that is the gist of it. Things were put in motion all over Yerengel since I plucked you from your father's house.
Surprised, I say, are you telling me that... She interrupts, Lord Espen was your father, yes. Startled, I say, but I'm not even a human. He couldn't be my father. She responds, pardon, child. I don't wish to explain to you how babies are made. I trust you know. But your mother was indeed not a human. The deities of Jürgensil were your mother's midwives. They had a purpose in mind for you, and they had to secure your safety so that you could live up to that purpose. You're born into a treacherous world, my dear, and it is very important that you not be recognized as Espen's heir before the time was right. As the gods peered through the veils of the void, they saw that a real child would raise no suspicion of a relationship to Lord Espen. The life of Arillo and Ismeralda is destined to be riddled with challenges, but their cunning and ability to avert the curse of greed will prove very useful to you. That is why you were formed so perfectly in the image of your mother. Because the description of the Rillo saves are kind of greedy anyway. And I know from further playing in the game they're kind of hedonistic, so I'm not sure why we would be resistant to the curse of greed. As well, the closely guarded secret of your mother's connection to Lord Espen ensured your safety until now. We haven't the time to go into the story in greater detail, but you are a true heir of Lord Espen. Knowing this should be enough. You now understand why Lord Espen paid you so much attention despite your servitude. The other servants surely did not receive the same education or the same favors, nor did anyone else in the house, excepting your half-brother, Aldenar. Still startled, I say, "Oh gods, he killed our father." She responds, "He did. And that in the world I must send you back into. One where the sole heir of Lord Espen commits patronicide. Can't pronounce it, but it means killing your father. Once unaware, yet hostile to your existence." I say, "Thank you again for the sage advice." She says, Now you must go and face the world. I have enjoyed our time together. You will find the path clear.
Be safe, my child.
Of course.
Alright,
I'll do it.
I'll grab my inheritance out of this barrel. And it's time to get out of the tutorial. This is the greed scale. There's nothing to do on this screen right now. You can just look at to see what the current level of greed is in the world. So it's 105 greed, 105 out of 3,000. Party greed is -3. Reputation is 0. Fame of 1. But the only place you can go right now is Merchant's Road.
I'll do it.
Now in the mansion you got to loot quite a few different weapons. Here in this destroyed caravan you get to loot quite a bit of armor. This guy here is the first companion you can recruit. He's a dwarven fighter. He's pretty good as a character. He's good aligned morally and makes an excellent tank. Definitely a good pick to have.
I'm sorry sight it is.
I asked, do you know why they were fighting?
Is that a serious question? Even a league beneath the Skag Mountains, everyone knows of the war.
I say, well, I do not. He answers, huh, as you say, of course.
Anyway, this was one of the smaller battles between the Silbright and Dead and Gould.
I asked, since we are on the same road, why don't we walk it together? He answers, I was thinking the same thing myself, but by both habit and predilection, I'm always careful of my companions. Tell me, what brings you out on this desolate road alone? I decide to tell him my story. Off screen, of course.
Wow, it's quite a tale. If I was a bard, I'd be taking notes right now. It stands to reason that with your father dead, you are the heir to his estate.
I say, if there was somewhere where all my questions could be resolved.
This is the road to a Silbright, you know. Capital of the Silmarils, and also the world's capital of noble titles.
He says the city's Hall of Records boasts the largest collection of histories in Yurgiril. I myself am planning to visit to research some family matters. It'd be wise to do the same. I say, yes, seems the answers I'm looking for will lie there, if anywhere. But enough talking, let's go.
Excellent! Onwards to a Silbright. Go ahead.
Alright, and like all your companions, they instantly level up depending on what your level is. That way you get a little bit of influence on them. Because just like every other CRPG, the game levels up your companions in amazingly stupid ways. Alright. He really has no need for any of the general skills, so I'm just going to go with bargain and persuasion. class skills, I'm going to have him be my company commander. Then weapons. Right now, he spread out his weapons all over the place. So I'm going to just bring all of his spread weapons up to 5. There we go. And then the next couple of times he levels, I can focus and bring his stats into a proper alignment. Now I'm going to have him go around here and pick up all this armor. Alright, now let's do a little bit of equipment swapping here. So I'm going to have him put on chain boots instead of leather boots. I'm going to hold these leather boots for a companion that I haven't recruited yet. Not really much of a difference. There's a little bit difference between the chain halberd and his cuirass, but it's not different enough, I would say, to change it. But I, however, can definitely use a chain halberd and some metal boots. I feel much more protected now. Let's move some of my weight over to him. Now I need to hold on to one of these swords. Actually, I need to hold on to 2 of them. So I'll hold on to the Royal Guard sword and one of these infantry arming swords, plus a targe. I don't really have any skill in it, but I'm going to go ahead and equip this claymore for now as a backup weapon.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
What do you need?
I gotta talk to him. Falconer, yes, Frosty. I ask, what's life like in Stonehome? He answers, it's all in the name, my friend. As everyone knows, we dwarves love to dwell, and we love to craft. Weapons, jewelry, vast vaults of stone, anything that lets us use our hands. It is a way of living as satisfying as it is simple, or at least it used to be. There have been changes recently, hard words between clans, and even between kin, and no interested in smoothing them over these days. Everyone is eager to grab up an axe or to cut someone down instead of a hammer to build something up. I ask, you never told me why you were so interested in visiting the Hall of Records when we met. He answers, well, as I believe I mentioned before, it's a family matter. A century or more back, my clan split into 2 separate bloodlines, each with its own strong traditions and belief. As you might guess, the bull-headed nature of my kin has made living alongside one another difficult. Now a new and very rich vein of gemstones has been discovered in the depths of Stardar home, and the feud between my brothers and sisters have come near a point where bloodshed will be inevitable. heard of a dwarven keeper working in the Hall of Records, one whose research focuses on the history of the Northern Realms and our kind. Feuds similar to the one dividing my relations have always been common among dwarves. I need to learn from him how such problems were resolved by our ancestors. As I know about this fellow, his name is Halbrag. I need to talk to him as soon as we get to the Hall of Records.
Yeah? Of course.
And right here is
Hello.
a very conveniently placed merchant. He says, "Good day, kind sir. On your ways to Isobright, I warrant. A wise choice given the circumstances. It has been several days since I fled Deer and Gold. I was already doubtful of our chances against Isobright before the Royal Council decided to make its move. But then the plague struck and I knew for certain I was on the wrong side." I ask, "What plague?" He answers, "How can you not have heard? You've been living at the bottom of the sea? Deer and Gold declared war on Isobright a few days back, and has already been gained a foothold in the south of the kingdom. Militarily, it was quite the feat. But a terrible illness began to rage across the city almost immediately thereafter. Citizens had been taking to their beds several weeks before, but no one thought it was serious. Now they began taking to their graves, and in the dozens. I took it as a sign to leave town, but don't you go calling me a coward. A merchant has no true home anyway. That's how I look at it, and you know, I managed to bring some of my wares with me from Deer and Gold. Care to take a look?" I say, "You really seem to know your way around. Do you know anything about the raid by Deer and Gold on the Espen estate? This happened a few days back." He answers, "Yes, I heard about that, but I was preparing to leave Deer and Gold at the time and didn't pay much heed. If you're interested, you should try your luck in Isobright, just ahead." I say, "Show me what you have, Gavin." Alright. So I'm going to sell off a bunch of this junk. Don't need this candle. Need to keep one male Hallbrook. Sell these animal pelts. I'll keep the bow. Get out of the way. Sometimes the tooltips stick in the frame and the screen, blocking the screen. It's kind of annoying. Alright. Clean out my companion's inventory. So he's got 2 thick boots. I've got no thick boots. I'll sell this robe. Alright. So everything he's got can stay now. I'll buy some more arrows. I don't need them now, but I will soon. And some round stones.
It's nice to be needed. On my way.
Oh, we got ambushed by ghouls.
Let's dance.
Alright.
It's nice to be needed.
Cast some magic here. Give Helgar a buff. And apparently a heal.
Time to problem solve. Why not? I'll do it.
Alright. Heal up Helgar again.
Vakana Zakti!
Why not? I'll go wherever I'm needed.
And continue my trip to the city. I don't talk much in real life, so all this talking when I record these videos really starts to make my throat hurt after a bit, so I'm probably going to call this video to a close right here. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.